Make sure we're on. And one minute here. Okay, now we are live. Hello, everybody. Claude Diamond. A little technical stuff there, but we're real good right now. Hope you had a good week. I had a very good week. I'm very grateful. It's the operative word I like to use a lot of time. I am so grateful. I cracked open a bottle of Crown Royal Friday. It's my favorite whiskey. Do you guys like whiskey once in a while? And wash it down with my little Ultra. No, I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm working on it. No, I just once in a while, usually Fridays, I like a drink too, with my beer. I think we call that a chaser. But good week. I want to talk about a couple different things today. What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to be happy? We can talk a little bit about attraction marketing. I do all my marketing. In fact, my wife just told me today, we got a nice check, couple $100 from Google. Google sends me money for my marketing. Okay. So when all the other gurus are telling you to buy these things, buy lists and buy different software and applications, and there's some very good ones out there, I have a whole different take on marketing. I like to attract warm calls. Give me a few warm calls to make every day. I do a lot of videos on YouTube. We've talked about that. And I'm very fortunate enough of you good people like it and click on it and hit my subscribe button. And so Google sends me a nice little check so I can buy a nice good bottle of Crown Royal here. And we got a few friends who have joined us today, and they've been very patiently sitting on the side there. And I'm going to add them to the stream. How you doing? Here we got Jose. Oh, he's drinking the good stuff, the Ultra. I love Ultra.
Yeah.
It's my favorite beer.
Yeah, it's good.
We got my friend Jay Richter and Mr. California, Stephen Aranda. How you doing, Stephen? Stephen, you look great, man. What have you been doing?
Drinking plenty of beer.
Yeah, you always have the most interesting beer on Beer with Claude. Let's go around the room. Jose is drinking. He is drinking the same thing I'm drinking, a little Michelob Ultra. Why do you like this? This is a very light beer, isn't it?
You know, I tried it for the first time when I started your show, and what I like about it is it really holds the temperature. It stays nice and cold. And I set it at 34 degrees on the refrigerator, and it stays really cold because of the metal can. So I really enjoy that.
And I got to tell you about light beer. When any light beer you're drinking, if it's not super cold, it just tastes like old dishwater.
Right.
Basically. So if you get them super cold, it's a little extra, but these cans are great. Yeah. And Ultra is a low carb, low alcohol beer, so I can keep my girlish figure. Exactly. Absolutely. Rick, what are you drinking, my friend? You're still at work. I can see that.
I'm at work, so I cannot drink.
Okay.
So I have a glass of water with me.
We will toast you, salute, because you don't have a drink. Stephen, what do you got there? Hold up your beverage of choice.
Well, it's in a glass, and this is a Allagash Triple. It's a Belgian-style golden ale brewed out of Portland, Maine.
You got the bottle to show us? I love seeing the bottle.
I do, but I got to go get it.
Well, don't run for me. It's okay. One of my favorite Belgiums is Affligem. It does come from Belgium. It's been around since I think 1100.
Wow.
AD. It's made. It's before the Battle of Hastings. Those good little monks were making beer. You know, I think when you give up sex, you got to replace it with something else, and they did it with beer. Steve. Oh, look at that! I love the bottle designs. Look at that. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Steve, I was talking about Affligem.
Oh, that's
I think that's what it's called. It's a Belgian beer. It's 12 $12 to $15 a bottle or so. It's a little pricey.
It's tasty. That's not in that size beer. That's a 750 ml bottle that comes in.
Yeah.
That's not too pricey for a Belgian.
It's really not. And the Belgian beers are very hearty, fruity, floral. I mean, you could just, a good Belgian beer, you can just smell it. And Jay is drinking an American Belgian beer, as I recall. Stella Artois?
Yeah, yes, sir. Hey, and the only reason I'm going by Jay is because the last couple weeks we had more than one Jason. So my name's Jason. You know that, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do Jay when we're doing this because
you can listen. You can call yourself whatever you want. There's a great thing about they haven't taken that freedom away from us yet in America.
Give them time.
Love it. But yeah, Stella.
They may be working on it. Did you hear about when the first thing President Biden did was he wanted to send a presidential tweet? Did you hear about that? But the Secret Service stopped him. They said, "Mr. President, you can't send a tweet." And he says, "I'm the president. I can do whatever I want." And the Secret Service man said, "No, you're using the fax machine, sir." Okay, that was an old president joke. He's 78.
Yeah, I love it. Well, he said, I think he slipped up and said, "Go home and listen to it on your phonograph or your record player or something."
There you go. Or your 8-track. No, let's really his 8-track. Who remembers? Who's old enough here to remember 8-tracks?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my God! The worst sound. 8-tracks destroyed music. You'd have the best song in the world, and then it would be like "Stairway to Heaven," and then it would go ka-chunk ka-chunk to heaven. It would just ruin the song because they always had the track somewhere at the best part of the music. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You remember driving down the country road in the summer and always seeing tape on the side of the road? Remember those streams of tape from the 8-tracks and the cassettes and things like that?
That was where people got pissed off and threw them out the window.
Oh, yeah. You remember when you're driving and you pull out the cassette of the 8-track and it was the tape still stuck inside it?
Yeah.
It was like, I just paid $15 or whatever it was. I don't even remember what.
That was awful technology. That was an awful.
It was a bad technology. It really was. It really was. The funny thing is people are going back to records now. I mean, and I really believe that a good record player with a good diamond head needle on a good sound system still sounds better than a CD or digital music. Yeah. What do you guys think?
It's very organic, I think.
There's something about the sound on a record. I don't know. It's earthy. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Yeah. Earthy, organic. Yeah.
A good friend of mine is a sound engineer, and he explained to me one time. I won't try to I won't try to relay the full explanation because it's way beyond me. But he basically said that a CD or most digital stuff only has certain levels of sound. A phonograph has way more layers, way more layers. And they sort of take the top, they take an impression of the top of those layers and they replicate it on a CD or digital, but you're not getting the depth, you're not getting the richness of it. And he said that when you look at them on if you're analyzing what they look like on the sound spectrum, I mean, like the phonograph is deep, very deep. So
it's just something about it. When you hear "Stairway to Heaven" or Queen is loved. I love the way Queen changes the speakers when you when you hear Bohemian Rhapsody and the speakers just change constantly on a really good system. It's fantastic. I like good old rock and roll. That's about it. Did you hear? This is hysterical. Trump being Trump. I don't get political, guys. Don't get political. This is life political. Did you hear what Trump played as he took his last trip as the Air Force One took off from Andrews Air Force Base?
What was it? It was Steppenwolf, wasn't it? I forget. What song was it?
No, he played. Anybody know out there? I'll let the chat group go. This is a great. This is pure Trump. I love. This
if you play the song, I can guess it.
What was it?
It was a Frank Sinatra song.
Oh, really?
That's
Sinatra?
As the plane is taking off, he's blasting on Andrews Air Force Base. I did it my way.
Oh. Yeah, you did.
You got to give him credit. That's style.
Yeah.
No way. I did it my way. Let's see. We got a few comments here. Let's see. I'm kicking back with the Zima and feeling like a man. I didn't even, Mr. Thinker, I didn't even know they made Zima anymore. That was kind of a short-lived popular drink for a while. I guess it's still. Zima was a malt beverage, as I recall, wasn't it? What's a Zima? Help me out, guys.
It's like a.
It was like a malt beverage. Somebody Google it for me. Corey Woodman. Hi, Claude. I'm just leaving a sale. I was there for hours back and forth and wanting to think about it, threw some guts at them and walking away with a $14,500 sale. Is that what you made, Corey, or what the gross sale was? I want to know net, or gross, okay? You ever listen to some of these gurus sometimes? They use numbers, but they use them in such a way you think that's what they made. That's not what they made. That's what the sale was.
Right.
Okay, so Steven's a realtor in L.A., Orange County, right, Steve? Or L.A. County?
LA County.
When someone says, I made $1 million sale on a one-bedroom cardboard box behind the stadium, that's only, what is that, 4.5%, 5% really, right?
Well, these days, it's their shares typically somewhere between 1.5% and 2.5% because a lot of these weak realtors aren't doing good listings.
So they didn't make $1 million. They made $22,500 maybe, and then they had to split it with another realtor and a broker, possibly.
No, that might be the $20,500 might be their side, and then their broker might take 10, 20%. So they're not making that much.
Yeah, I think it was
not to mention expenses for the transaction.
Yeah, I think it was Billy Crystal. He said, "It's not how much you make; it's how much you get to keep."
Yeah.
Okay. How much did you make today? How much did you take home today? That's what I like. You know what I love about this business? When I do a deal, I make a sale, and I get paid today. A PayPal, a credit card, a wire transfer. I get paid today. Do you guys hate waiting for your money or begging or ask? Did you ever have a situation where you had to keep asking for the money you earned from the third party or whatever? How much do we hate that?
Lots.
You know, the thing I love about this business is the control. If I do a deal today or sell a contract or something, I get paid today, or I get something today, and I get a contract today. I know when I'm going to get paid. That to me, that's huge. That's huge. Rather than waiting to get paid or keep asking, hey, what happened? You were supposed to get paid today. Oh, my grandmother needed new wagon wheels. We'll get it to you next week, Claude. 2 weeks at the most. You know, I already spent that money in my head.
Where's your tissue box?
Yeah. Right here. Right here. Don't ever make me get these. When someone starts whining or complaining to me, I get out the boo-hoo tissues. Yeah. And I say boo effing who, actually.
Yeah.
You know, when I was talking when we first started about gratefulness. I am so grateful. I'm in a business. I can live wherever I want. It's kind of the theme. What does it mean to be free? You know, to be free, to be healthy, free to earn as much as you want, free to get on the phone and use this great technology, long as you sell a good product or real estate, which is the greatest product in the world to sell, in my opinion. And, you know, just to have a little control in your life. If we all had bad jobs with bad bosses where we had no control, how much does, you know, where you're constantly, do you ever get up, do you ever get that feeling on Sunday afternoon where you go, oh shit, I got to go to work in 15 hours. Oh God. Do you ever get that feeling of dread on Sunday afternoon when you had a job you didn't like? Am I the only one?
Yes.
Well done it.
Absolutely.
I haven't felt that way since 1999.
Yeah, thank you. How grateful are you? And you've done well. Tell everybody a little bit about what you do, Steve. You're an independent guy. You've done well for yourself.
Well, I own a company that we do real. It's a real estate company. We do investment. We do brokerage. We do development. We're soon to be management as well. We do. It's pretty much. It's the Wild West. We do it. I do what makes money. I say we because I have a team of people that work with me. But I do what makes money and what gives me the freedom to do what I want to do on a regular basis. So it's been great. I cannot complain. And I actually feel like I just cracked the code for bringing business back to me without working too hard. And it's a combination. Claude, you've been talking about videos for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually have I have a couple of coaches, and one of them has just been on me to do videos. And it was difficult at first because you don't know what to talk about, right? You have to think about it, and then you have the technology behind it, and but I had this epiphany recently where it doesn't even matter what you talk about. If you do regular videos and you post them to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn on a consistent basis, and then you follow up with phone calls to all these.
Where have I heard this before?
Yeah,
you're preaching to the choir right now.
You're right. But it's like they don't want to work one without the other. If you're calling those same people that are looking at those videos, all of a sudden everyone you talk to is saying, "Oh man, I saw your videos. I love your videos." And it doesn't matter what you're filming about. Although I do a lot of real estate videos, some of them are just me making chili or me, doing whatever, and people love those videos, and they start to sort of build trust, and they start talking to you, and all of a sudden they're calling you about the video, and next thing you know, you're talking about their grandmother's house they got to sell, or they're talking about a house in foreclosure that needs a lot of work. Can who might want to buy this piece of junk? And it's always like, well, let
me show you something right on this thing here. I'm going to share my screen just for a second here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, I think we can. I'm going to try to do this. It's a little difficult sometimes on that. Can you see that? This is my YouTube page. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a video we just did the other day. I got 5 leads, a sale, and a new client from this one video. We were talking, it says live gut sales, lead generation, and marketing. It was about 28 minutes. We did it on Zoom. Did you guys know Zoom has a share button for Facebook or YouTube? Okay. And that one video that I did live while I was doing a group training, just to demonstrate the power of social media marketing, it was amazing. And people called me, they scheduled with me. Here's one video I did 2 weeks ago. It's almost 2,000 hits. Yeah. What is that? What are 2,000 people watching your video within a 10-day time period? What is that worth? 10,000 people watching, and you talk about some aspect of your business, you give great content, and then you say, hey, I've got something for free on my webpage, or I can do a free consultation. And you sent that to 2,000 people who clicked on. They came to you, though. You didn't buy a list or chase them with postcards or something from some public record. They came to you. What's the value of 2,000 people coming to your webpage and watching you?
That value one time may mean something or it may not. But the trick is to keep doing it, because those 2,000 people, probably maybe 50 of them, are clicking in on your next 200 view video, or the next 50 view video. Those same 50 people are there lurking around in the murky waters, and all of a sudden they're calling you, or I didn't believe it, to be honest, and I thought it was crazy. I thought, oh, Claude has a whole different thing. Claude is doing, he's working with investors. He's not bringing. He's teaching something. A lot of people
I learned from other people. I've always had this one ability, because I always tell you guys, I'm the former world's worst salesman. I couldn't give away money. I always say that. And I was fortunate. I met the world's greatest salesperson, and I just sucked everything I could out of it. Every word this guy was doing, I analyzed it. I went to other people to study. Why does he say this? because he was a natural born salesperson. He could be totally relaxed and confident. He didn't give presentations formally. He just asked questions. And then he got commitment from these people, and he did it like it was nothing. You didn't see it. The guy wouldn't get a drop of sweat on his forehead, and he'd make more money in one phone call. And I said, how does he do this? I said, I've gone to college. I've gone to law school. I've gone to every seminar, read every book, and nobody is teaching the art and science of persuasion, how to persuade another person to, they all talk about rapport and bonding and all this other bullshit. How do you get another person to like and trust you quickly? And once you master that, and there's a lot of study of human behavior. I talk a lot of different aspects of why people buy stuff, why they should buy from me when it's a world of competition out there. How do you persuade one person at a time to say yes? And once you've mastered that, you're free the rest of your life. Today's theme is freedom. Once you're a great salesman, a persuader, as I call it, you're free the rest of your life as long as you're selling a good product or service. And we all like to talk about real estate a lot. I love real estate. I get all these guys calling, with Bitcoin now. Oh, they're all talking about Bitcoin. I'd rather put my time and energy into learning sales and working on real estate. I have control of that. Investing in something that I don't truly understand. And taking, I mean, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well go to Vegas and go to, lose some money on the crap table, which I love craps, and go have a great buffet at Caesar's Palace, and then see the Blue Men review or something.
Hey, speaking of sales and negotiation, I just finished reading this book, really good book. It's called Never Split the Difference.
Oh, okay, I've read that.
Mm-hmm.
By a guy named Chris Voss. And it's funny, he approaches it a little differently, but man, most of what he's talking about just follows right along with what you talk about, Claude. Quite a lot of it does. He has a little bit different angle, but same thing. Good book.
One of my favorite lines when I'm negotiating with somebody, to me, the art and science of negotiation is to give up something that's not important, but act like it is. Oh, you want this? Oh my God, no one's ever asked me for that before, Mr. Aranda. Oh, I don't know. I have to. Oh, what? And then I'll just struggle, and I'll put on my acting hat, my thespian hat, and I say, suppose I was willing to do that. Suppose I come down a little, you come up a little. That wouldn't make a difference of us doing anything now, would it? And boom, I wait for that magic moment, that response. And sometimes that's a good book you recommended. Absolutely. Hey, we've got a determination on Zima. It's a clear malt, up 5.4%, and he's hitting it hard tonight, Mr. Thinker. It was discontinued in 2008, and he has a secret stash.
Wow.
Man, that's some old shit you're drinking there, Mr. Thinker. That's what, 13, 14 years old? 12, 13 years old. I don't know if I'd want to drink a Michelob Ultra that was 13 years old, but I wouldn't mind if it was a Crown Royal.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. Someone asks, are you in Woodland Park? No, I'm in Winter Park, Colorado. I'm 10,000 feet up here. It snows 300 inches a year, and we're supposed to get some snow tonight, by the way, which is good. And what's really nice, we talk about lifestyle and what does it mean to be free. If I can step outside, I'm 5 minutes from the ski area. I can hop on a bus, or my wife can drop me off, and literally leave the house and be on the slopes in 10 minutes. That to me is what I've always liked. I'm a skier and I love the mountains, and that's something I've always wanted in my life. The ability to live where you want to live. I love San Diego, although I can't go back right now. Steve, what's the Covine report? You guys, what are you guys? What's going on over there? I'm not hearing good stuff about LA, San Francisco, and San Diego right now.
It's pretty tough. Actually, my wife works at Kaiser Permanente and in Baldwin Park, and we have a whole bunch of friends who work at most every major hospital in the Southland here. And
Hmm.
The reports are pretty much all the same. The hospitals have been overwhelmed. Code Blues on a regular, like nonstop basis. National Guard coming in to remove bodies that can't be contained in their facilities. It's been overwhelming. Seriously, and I'm talking the hospitals that I personally know are Mount San Antonio Children's General Hospital, Keck Medical, Kaiser Permanente, Baldwin Park, Kaiser Permanente, Sunset. There's so many of them.
Sharp Reese Steely, that's my medical provider.
Yeah, they're really overwhelmed. There's a lot of people.
What is California doing wrong? I mean, I'm in Colorado here, and in the newspaper even today, they said I can call up my local hospital and set up an appointment when my group comes. I mean, I'm in a county the size of New Jersey, which only has about 11, 12,000 people, I think. And we're managing, and they're managing it pretty well. They're doing us older people, the 70, 80, 90-year-old people first, and the healthcare providers. You know, they have a limited supply here. We're not Denver by any means, but they seem to be managing it. They're getting the stuff out there to people. How come a major area like California with all its resources is such a cluster? You know what?
I couldn't say. Maybe because it's just too damn big. I don't know. I will tell you that though the Kaiser facilities seem to have an abundance of vaccines, and they're working in an orderly fashion. They're already inoculating the 75 plus folks, whereas a whole bunch of other places like Keck Medical, for example, they said they're not ready yet because they don't have enough supply. They can't even get enough for their own staff. So it depends where you are.
I don't understand. Can I be a Monday morning quarterback here? With all the resources of the United States and all the smart people we have here, and this is what, month number 10. I've been in Colorado since March because it was safer here. We've had all these months, and nobody could come up with a logistical plan for distributing this stuff.
You would hope, huh?
I mean, I don't have word. I don't understand. Oh, have you read what Israel has done? They're going to have the total country. Now, Israel's a much smaller country, but they're going to have the total country inoculated by March. They started with the 80-year-olds, okay, and then they said when they're done, the 70-year-olds, then the 60-year-olds, because they're the ones in the worst group for mortality on this stuff, and they just were working their way down. Why aren't we doing something like that? Why? It sounds so simple.
That presupposes enough product, enough vaccine to go around. I know that right now we don't have enough.
Well, there's not enough. I agree. But why not, other than the healthcare providers and these wonderful people at my Safeway store? If it's one thing I'm grateful for, these people in the supermarkets and stuff, can you imagine they are around people all day long, and they still went to work and everything like that. I mean, these people who work in these retail stores or supermarkets, and not just the health providers, but can you imagine that they're there risking their life so we can go and buy food all the time? I don't know. I think about stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need an award.
Yeah, absolutely. What else we have here? Let's see. Corey Woodman, net sale, I made a 15% commission on it. That was from an earlier thing. Average sale is $11,000, 15%, okay. And so should have mentioned that. Company, truck, and gas card. HVAC, heating and air conditioning, I believe that means. Installing Monday, same payment. Enjoy the brews, friend. Okay, Ron Vidri, how you doing, Ron? Isn't Colorado experiencing a huge influx of both East and West coasters these days? People come to Colorado. We're in the dead center of the universe. We got one of the best airports in the country. Denver Airport is just a wonderful modern airport that is easily accessible. They even have the trains going there now, I believe, stuff like that. And people come to Colorado because we have skiing and snow. We have a lot of people who don't even want to ride the chairlift. They want to just get on their skis and climb up the mountain.
And you have elk.
We have elk here. Have you ever had elk? Is one of the most delicious meats you've ever had if it's done right. People hunt out here. There are people in this country who actually go deer and elk hunting and moose hunting, and they have meat in their refrigerator for the winter. That's the way they survive.
Right.
Yeah. My wife drove this morning. I took a run this afternoon, and my wife had pictures of the moose. We have moose running around here all over the place, all the time. They're the biggest, most beautiful, dumbest creatures you've ever seen. You ever see a Clydesdale? That's what a moose looks like. I mean, they're huge. They're just a big old critter, and they will charge you.
Right. Yeah. No,
They will attack.
Yeah, they can mess you. The males can mess you up if it's that time of year.
I run into moose all the time running in the spring and summer up here, and you just slow down, you talk softly, and you give them a walk. You walk around them like a bull in a pen. You just stay away,
Right.
and they usually won't charge you even when they're with a cat, if they don't feel threatened. But then you got tourists out here. We get the moose. Sometimes they walk down the street and stuff. Oh, I can go and pet them or take a selfie with them. No, you can't.
Right.
We had one man. This is the funniest. It's not funny. It's sad in a way. I think he was like late 80s, early 90s. He was the former mayor of Grand Lake, Colorado. He came out of church, and can you imagine coming out of church and a moose killed him? That's like God is saying, "Hey, your number's up, buddy. This is it."
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the insurance? What do they call that? Insurance mathematics?
Actuary or
actuary. The actuarial tables are being killed by a moose coming out of church on a Sunday. What are the actuarial tables? What is that? Double indemnity?
Oh, wow. What are the odds?
What are the odds?
Yeah.
So, what does it mean to be free? Let's talk about that for a minute. What does freedom mean to you guys? The lifestyle. What does it mean to live life under your own terms? What is that? What is that about?
Just not really ever having to think about money. If something comes up, you pay it.
You really hit me in the heart there. Not having to think about money. And when you're broke or you got more month than money, you go to bed thinking about money. You wake up in the middle of the night to take a pee thinking about money. You get up thinking about money. And I remember those days. I never forget those days. And they were the worst. When I hope you guys haven't gone through. I went through that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And they've come and gone. They come and go, and then you just want to stay. You want it to be stabilized, where you just something comes up, you're able to pay it, and
you don't need all the money in the world. You don't have to be Bill Gates to live well in this country.
Right. I agreed. Yep. You just if the bill comes up, you want to pay it.
Yeah.
You want to have enough to do the simple things. Go to dinner when you want to. Go on a trip if you want to. And nothing crazy, lavish, or excessive. But you just want to be able to, not worry about it and not think about it and dwell on it all the time.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head right out of the park there, man. Steve?
What's the question? What does it mean to be free?
What do you mean free? What's your take on it? For me, good health, not having to think about money. A couple of weeks ago, we need the washing machine, 20-something years broke. My wife said, "Hey, the washing machine broke." I said, "Honey, just call the damn appliance store. Let's not just get it, order it. I don't care." You know how great that is to just, there was a time in my life, if something like that broke or a car broke, oh my God, how am I,
I used to live in Italy.
Molto bene.
I lived there for a time, and I was going to school there quite a while. And that's a socialist country, socialist government. And nobody there seemed to worry about anything, to be honest, because all of your basic needs were met. You remember in college, you studied Maslow, and his meta needs and meta needs.
Oh, wow. Maslow. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Long time, right? All of your needs in a socialist country, they're met. And in Italy, it's more difficult to sort of elevate beyond the masses. You can't amass a fortune as easily as you can here in the US. But your basic needs, they're all taken care of in that weird socialist realm.
Is Italy a socialist country? I didn't know that.
It's kind of a social democracy. You have democracy, but most of your basic things are taken care of. So you got tons and tons of time off. School is paid for. If you're going to retire, that's all taken care of. Many things are taken care of. People always talk about socialism being this sort of wicked thing, and I think they're sort of confusing it with real communism, which has proven not to work. But Italy, Spain, France, most of sort of Central and Northern Europe, they sort of work on this sort of social democratic platform. And those guys were so comfortable. They were so easygoing. It's almost like they didn't have to work too hard to get by. And here in the US, that's not the case. You have every option in the world, but then you're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for getting by. No one's taking care of you.
Don't we have some socialist program? We have Social Security. We have
food. But I don't qualify for crap because I make too much money. Okay.
Yeah. So. I couldn't even get a stimulus check if I wanted to. And I'd feel guilty if I did. Because I've got a business that gives us everything we need.
Right.
We have Social Security. We have free schools. We have food stamps. We have SSI. We have Medicare, Medicaid. I mean, we do have a lot of what you would call socialist programs.
Absolutely, but those are for like a certain portion of the population.
Right.
So for everybody on this call, we're probably not that portion of the of the population.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for me, it means when you can stop worrying about that stuff, right? Yeah. You can stop. So here in the US, that means enough cash to stop worrying about it. But thank God we have the opportunity to amass that much cash. And we have enough. It comes down to that. What is freedom? Freedom is the ability not to be too concerned about the lower levels of Maslow's pyramid of needs, I guess. Here in the US, that's your responsibility. But if you're willing to take it, you want to take that on, and if you do it, then you're golden. And then we have all these wonderful freedoms that accompany that. I don't know. This is a big question, Claude.
I always talk about this. I had a tremendous advantage in life. I had immigrant parents. Do you know what it's like having a German mother and father? You work, okay? You work. There's no after school. There's no Boy Scouts or soccer or Little League or anything. My father came to this country, didn't speak the language, went to night school, and opened up a little grocery store and worked 8 days a week. And he was grateful for the privilege.
Right.
Okay? And when you grow up in that environment, it's
interesting. You know that most new, I don't remember the percent. I think it was like 85 or more % of new millionaires in this country. I don't mean people who arrived here with cash. I mean newly founded millionaires are foreign born.
Elon Musk.
Foreign born because we take it all for granted here.
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk.
Gary Vaynerchuk. He was born in Russia. He came here. He always tells a story about how his mother made him take a roll of toilet paper and split it in half. It was 2-ply, so they could get twice as much toilet paper. I mean, and he's a billionaire today. I mean, because he understood sales and social media marketing. And
the opportunities we have here are, they're unparalleled. the opportunity. It's difficult when you're born here because you don't realize it. You're brought up in this world and you think it's all, you're entitled to it all. But when you get here from someplace else and you see that you can compare to the difficulty that people are facing elsewhere, yeah, you want to just live in Italy or France and get everything paid for and just be okay. That there's something to that. But if you want the ability to really go as far as you can go and to really meet your potential and to take it as, there's no place like here. And it's hard to see it when you come from here. But people who are from outside this country, they come here and they're just like, oh, you guys are so dumb. This is great.
Hey, speaking of successful immigrants here's our number one American from Miami, Felipe.
Hey guys, how are you? Can you guys hear me fine, or is it breaking up?
No, you sound good, man. You did a great video today. A great stream.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. So
I was proud of you. You're like my adopted Chilean son.
Yep. So I'm actually that's a reflection of being challenged out of the comfort zone. Claude always tell us, hey, you know what? You need to stop being a secret. So that's definitely good. So Steve, I mean, I'm totally 100% agree with you about the entitlement mindset that we have here in America. I mean, thankfully, my kids were born here. You know, this is our country now. But when I hear him speak and all that, like there's such a, and this is in general, there's such a, like, people take things for granted here, and they forget how hard can it be somewhere else. I love The Godfather too. We got some comments there.
Italy can offer you a socialist solution you can't refuse. That was great. Thank you, No Limits. And then he said, capitalism is a beautiful thing.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Capitalism has its faults too. We have so much freedom that we have people who take advantage of it. We read about them and see it all the time. But you have the ability to succeed or fail. You have choices. You can work for somebody else, or you can try to invent the new type of dental floss. You can do whatever you want in this country.
Like existentialism, right?
Yeah.
It's all up to you. It's on your shoulders. Take that responsibility, and you can make it wonderful.
Yeah, my mentor used to say, nobody loves you except your mother. Nobody cares if you're gonna tell about all your stories about your setbacks and challenges. And I know there's some people who have more challenges than others. I don't live in a box. I know it's hard for a lot of
my wife loves me.
Yeah. And all that. But the thing is, can anybody go and knock on doors? Can anybody learn skills that persuade? You know what? You guys know I always go back to this. My definition of success. How you doing, Vernon? I see you there, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
You guys know my definition of success. This is true freedom. Take everything away from me: money, cars, houses, savings, everything. God, keep me healthy, and give me a good product, and get me on that phone. And someone's going to give me money today. I'm going to persuade somebody today. I'm going to be back on top in 30 days or less. When you feel that, see, to me, success is not the accumulation of assets or wealth. It's the ability to know that you could lose it all and then make it back again, because another human being liked and trusted you and what you reflected on your product and service. Am I being naive as hell here?
No.
Vernon, what's your 2 cents? What's freedom about to you?
Well, I got a story to say about one day me and my daughter were sitting in the kitchen, and we got the windows open. It's the summertime, and we hear I hear voices next door. And I tell my daughter, I said, come out to the back deck. I said, what do you hear? Oh, I heard them talking next door. I said, no, they're not talking. They're practicing. The mother is a school teacher, and she's practicing in August with her daughter. You know, and I remember my daughter said something to me one time. She said, "Oh, Chinese people are smart." I said, "Nah, it's not that they smart. It's that they put the work in.
They got tough. They got tough parents.
Right, 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 right."
You have tough parents too.
I had tough parents. My wife had even tough. My wife used to get punished if she didn't get A's. My parents, when I got a C, they hung it on the refrigerator. You know,
On a roll.
but it's without stereotyping. Asians have that reputation of being very focused on education and being really tough on their kids. Is that a good or a bad thing?
Depends on how far you take it. It's just like a overzealous football father. It's the same thing. You can be overzealous. It can be a little bit too much sometimes.
Keeping things in balance is important, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. To me, it's really funny. I found what I love to do in life. I love doing real estate. I love talking about sales and marketing with you guys and stuff like that. And I found a way to be compensated for it. Do you think a lot of people don't experiment enough, don't try new things? I don't mean to go to every Guru of the Week club. I mean, extending themselves. I think we're in a sales-centric world.
I think this is the 400-pound gorilla. This is the 400-pound gorilla. I just got finished being cussed out and all kinds of stuff right before I got on this call.
Oh, really? Like prospect?
Oh yeah, I was doing the pre-foreclosures. I got one appointment for tomorrow, but I got cussed out at least about twice.
Go ahead. Time for a role play. Ring, ring. Hello.
How you doing? Is Eugene there?
No, this is Claude. There's no Eugene here.
You sure this is not Eugene?
Who are you? One of those damn investors again? You're the 10th guy to call me today. Would you guys leave me alone? Take me off your list.
Okay, I'll take you off the list, but I just got one question for you. Do you want to know what the question is?
Okay, now let's do it. Now let's do it the other way around.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Is this Vernon?
Yes, who's this?
Yeah, it's Claude. My wife said the same thing on our honeymoon. Why am I calling you? I got your name and number in front of me. I'm sorry, I'm a little embarrassed. What's this about?
Yeah, why are you calling me?
I don't know. Do you ever get one of those little Post-its with a phone number on it? And it's been floating around my desk. You must have called me about something. What are you selling?
No, I'm not selling anything.
This isn't about real estate. A lot of people call me about real estate.
No, I don't believe I called you.
Oh, okay. I apologize then. Maybe it's my mistake. Is there anything with your property? It's not behind. You don't have any problems with your real estate that I could solve? I'm really good at solving problems. Would you have any problems in real estate buying, selling, or investing that I could solve today before I leave?
I might be in a market of selling a property.
Might?
Yeah, possibility.
Possible?
Correct.
I'm not sure if I understand. Help me out, please.
I might be selling in the near future.
What is the near future? What does that mean? I don't know. Is this a house you own, sir, or something you're living in? You got to help me here. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a property I own.
Okay. You see what I'm doing here, by the way, off the role play?
Yeah.
You are a badass.
Yeah. I like that.
I got to make him work harder than I am. My mentor used to always say, if you're feeling stress, then you're doing something wrong. Okay. When the prospect attacks you, we've all had that, right? The wrong prospect on the wrong day, cussing us out and everything. Can we turn that into can we have fun with that? Can we use humor? Or I think most human beings are very good, but they're sick of salespeople and telemarketers and stuff like that. So if you act like definition of insanity, why do we do the same thing where that everybody else does, where we know we're going to get 99% rejection? Why not do something completely off the wall? Okay, what are you selling? Why am I calling? Can you imagine a salesman calling you? Oh, what are you selling? I got this note on my this phone number on my desk. Not a lie, by the way. Say, what are you selling, sir? You called me. You know, you can have so much fun with it, sir. You sound like you're mad at me today. Have you having a bad day? What's going on here? Can I send you a virtual drink here? I got a bottle of Crown Royal on my desk here. It's Friday night. You deserve a drink, sir. Why are you so upset with me?
People just keep calling me.
You know, it's a pain in the ass, don't you? You know, the other night I was having my wife's famous meatloaf. I love her meatloaf. And someone called me just before the first hot bite was in my mouth. And I love her meatloaf with the homemade mashed potatoes and everything. Can you imagine somebody calling me at that time of day?
Pretty upsetting.
It's horrible. It's horrible. So let me ask you something. Why am I calling? You see, you can really mess with them from a psychological standpoint. Don't sound like every other salesperson. Talk about your meatloaf and mashed potatoes, whatever works. I throw everything against the wall, and something sticks once in a while. You just got to connect with another human being. But if you act like a typical sales guy, an uninvited guest, you're going to get tremendous rejection. What do you guys think? I'm talking too much here.
Nah.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah. We got some notes here. Being rich is a choice. I like that social experiment. Check out the book Immigrant Advantage. I've never read that book. Okay, I'll check that out. You guys, anybody read that?
I heard of that book before.
I've never read that. I'm amazed that people come to this country, work their butt off, and then by the second or third generation have kids who go to college and become doctors and lawyers. That's always fascinated me. Years earlier, I taught at a Korean middle school, and they work harder. That is a very great code call. Thank you. Thank you. To me, getting on the phone, it's being, what do the comedians call it? Being spontaneous, or what's a really good comedian do with an audience? You know, they work off the audience, right? Even when they have a heckler. Did you ever go to a comedy show?
Yeah, they were. If the heckler attacks them, they'll turn it right around.
Oh, I've always been amazed at people who can be in front of an audience and spontaneously, what's the word I'm looking for? It's where there's no script or anything, and you get somebody who
improvise.
Say again?
Improvise.
Improvisation. Thank you. Improvisation. Thank you. Your English is better than mine. When you can improvise. I remember once I used to live across the street from a comedy club, and this one heckler who was real obnoxious, and the comedian goes, "Excuse me, sir, do I come to the 7-Eleven and tell you how to clean the Slurpee machine?"
Boom.
I'm up here working. Leave me alone. I love that, and I think sales is a lot of acting and human behavior, psychology. But the thing is, how do we get to such a comfortable place where we can get in a dialogue, a conversation with a person, and get them to like and trust us, so we have at least a chance?
I think there's two things. I mean, well, three actually. Hard work, but again, going back to not doing the same thing over and over, not running into insanity, finding out somebody that it's already doing or already having the success that you have, so that way you can shorten the curve, and don't be a cheap bastard. Invest the money. It's the best investment you can ever make. And one key trait of successful salespeople and business persons, the ability to go back the next day, even if like Claude said, the definition of success, take everything away from me, strip me naked, but I have this, like this superpower that can, I'll get right back into it. I mean, I can guarantee you that Warren Buffett, he's 90, he loses everything. Guys He's a billionaire in a year or less.
You said something that kind of struck a chord with me. You said hard work. Does everybody who works hard become financially free? And why not?
No, and especially in sales, a lot of us, myself included at some point, drink the Kool-Aid of delegation, automation, scaling, marketing, and all that nonsense. I mean, there's no substitute for having a real sales talk with another human being. I mean, it's that simple. It's not rocket science.
It's got to be more than hard work, isn't it? Smart work.
Smart
Yes.
work. Smart
Yes.
work.
You kind of got to put the two together, don't you?
Exactly.
I've met people who work so hard. They knock on so many doors. They drive for dollars. They work so hard. They're well-meaning, good people, and they still can't put it together. They still can't go to the bank. I've met people so much smarter than me, but they can't get on the phone and close a deal in one phone call. What's the missing link here?
I guess that it looks like hard work on the outside, but it's their comfort zone. People are too scared to get uncomfortable and take their chances. Like, okay, I mean, I'm trying this strategy, it's not working out. I'm knocking on 100 doors, and I got the whip marks in my back. I'm gonna go back tomorrow because that's what I'm used to. No, you have to stop, see, like, okay, what do I need to do to have more meaningful conversations, and how do I convert them into money, which is at the end of the day, you want to go to the bank Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. And gentlemen, I got to thank you. I'm out of time here. Dinner time is 6 o'clock here in Colorado. Oh, I want to share one thing. I made a note here. I'm a little late to the game. I'm watching. I'm binge watching this series. It's been on for years, and I just discovered it. It's got William Macy in it. It's called Shameless. Have any of you guys watched this thing?
Yeah, that's incredible, man.
Oh, it is. Don't turn it on when your grandmother's in the room. But it is. It's he is fantastic. I mean,
yeah, he's a loose cannon. He's a loose cannon.
That is the wildest show. It's on, I think it's on Netflix and on Showtime right now.
Yeah. And
I just started. I just got to season 3. I think there's 8 seasons. It's still in production until this year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. That is some fun. That is one of those shows that once you watch 1 or 2 episodes, you're sucked in forever.
Yep. Yep.
And if you haven't watched it, it's about a family. It's the mother and the father are just gone. They're just the hopeless. Okay. And there's the one older sister in her 20s is raising 5 other kids. And there's never enough money. And it's you got to watch it. I don't even know how to describe this series, but I wanted to share that with you guys. It's a very original concept. William Macy's a great actor. He's a great actor. You ever see him in Fargo?
Yes.
The original.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes of that.
Oh yeah. Well, no, not the TV show. It was originally a movie with William Macy. Very good. I got to go, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me today. Be safe.
Take care. Have a great weekend, guys.
Have a great weekend, and it's okay to pick up to give good phone, okay? And ladies and gentlemen out there who've been watching and who've been texting and everything, thank you for joining us. See you next Friday. Beer with Claude. Bye-bye.
All right.